Let me just start off with my statements. First off, my pronouns are he, her, and zer. And I heard you say his earlier. That's not my pronoun. I really will try my best. But
There's no way. This is real. He's lost his mind.
And as someone who's white but doesn't identify as white, I actually identify as pan-racial, which means I don't identify strongly with any one racial group. I'm involved. Let me interrupt you for a second and say, I don't need to interrupt you. I would personally wait for your Nazi pig.
Oh no, I can't push back against that because it's true. Looks like me and Rob have got a lot in common these days. Anyway, let's watch this Rob Noerr thing.
That was supposed to be on the Crucible, so I found a last-minute replacement that was game enough. Hopefully this goes well. They don't have a video or anything like that, but we're going to have a discussion surrounding critical race theory and some other stuff. It should go about an hour long, so I'm excited to be...
Is it CTV? Is CTV going to come on and be a soy?
Doing this. So, yeah, everyone, I'll give my opponent Craig the chance to speak first. So go ahead, Craig. You wanted to talk to me, and thank you so much for being here. Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
No way! It was even worse than I thought. What? There's no way. I don't believe this is real.
Like, I'm so excited to be able to do this debate tonight because I think that you're just a neo-Nazi fascist, and it's time progressives start culling out fascists like you. And I understand that you think you're some bully, trying to go up against some 17-year-old. But when you face off against someone like me, a true progressive, you'll see that you don't know what you're talking about. So let me just start off with my statements. First off, my pronouns are he, her, and zer. And I heard you say his earlier. That's not my pronoun. My pronoun in that sort of possessive is zer. So I'd appreciate if you call me zer. So I'll expect apologies for that. Yeah, I'm sorry. It's difficult. I'm not used to these types of pronouns, so it's difficult for me. I am sorry. I didn't mean anything by it. I really will try my best. But
there's no way. This is real. He's lost his mind. He's fucking lost his mind. This is like turbo strawmanning right here, right? Like, maybe it's the most literal definition of it even. He has literally created a fake character to tear down. Do you know what I mean? There is some truth in it. There is some level of truth, But like, this is clearly he's pissed off that people have said, a variety of people have said this kind of stuff to him, and he wants to kind of demolish it,
Honestly, you could ask anyone on my channel. I don't really use incorrect pronouns on purpose, so I will try my best. Hopefully, I was saying in a one-on-one conversation, we probably won't be using many pronouns, so I'm sorry about that. Yeah, we'll see. It would be one thing to accept an apology for someone who wasn't like a neo-Nazi like you that wants to take away sexuality from children in schools, but clearly that's someone that you are. So allow me to give my opening statement. When it comes to critical race theory, you're going to talk about a bunch of examples of how bad it is to separate kids based on their race and things like that, and that's good, actually. So you don't have to worry about what you were saying beforehand, that I'll avoid that. Like any true progressive, I'll tell you exactly what I feel instead of hiding my feelings. I think that white people are evil. They are colonizers. We do. And as someone who's white but doesn't identify as white, I actually identify as pan-racial, which means I don't identify strongly with any one racial group. I'm involved in the spirits of race, and so I'm attracted to spirits.
The spirits of race. I've never even from the wackiest kind of person of this caricature, I've never heard of the spirits of race thing. Is that something that Rob has come up with? Or maybe it's like a sort of bastardization of the concept of two-spirit. Maybe it's something to do with that. Pan-noir. Spirit noir.
It's of racialism and things like that. I don't really identify in one specific race, just like I'm non-binary when it comes to my gender. But even still, as someone who presents as someone who might be thought of as a white person, which disgusts me, I understand that people that present and look like this are the true evil that have existed in this society. They are oppressors that have tried to colonize the world. The CO2 emissions that they've emitted have made the world terrible for every single person and will destroy the world in the next 6 months if we don't radically accept a complete end to fossil fuels right now, which is one of the reasons I'm so happy that the price of gasoline has increased so much lately. Hopefully we'll finally wake wake up and we'll come to our senses to realize that the white man has been destroying us all along. So not only do I advocate critical race theory as it's been taught by people like Delgado and Bell, but I actually advocate going further. We should just tell these white kids that they need to shut up totally. With fucking racist fascists like you shouldn't have a platform anyways. You're as bad as landlords that charge people rent. They too should not be allowed to exist in this space. And so that's my opening statement, that I demand you apologize for being a colonialist pig who wants to be a Nazi and vote for people like Donald Trump and have all of this race, who thinks that women shouldn't be competing in sports with men and things like that, and who wants to go on and be a bigot in any way possible, regardless of based on gender, sexuality, spiritualism, transracialism.
I'm not sure he's mocking. Basically, he has heard a lot of these things said to him, right? Like, I'm sure he's been called a fascist or whatever. Yeah? No doubt about that. So, I think he's just collected all of the things that have ever pissed him off that have been said to him, or maybe he's half heard online being spoken about that's annoyed him. And he's basically crafted this caricature around all of these things. And now, as that character, he's saying it so he can kind of coolly debunk it and destroy them in the marketplace of ideas, right? He's basically arguing with ghosts of his critics, I guess you could say. I don't know quite how to put it, but...
the other isms that we constantly see Nazis and the alt-right espousing. All right. You're coming in a little hot. This is why I was concerned about not having a moderator. Though I will say so far it's been good. There hasn't been a lot of interruption, which I'll give you kudos for that. You're already better than most lefties that I talk to. Most of them are constantly interrupting me. So congratulations to you for not interrupting me. It becomes a very difficult conversation. Yeah. Let me interrupt you for a second and say, I don't need to interrupt you. I will patiently wait for your Nazi pig to finish your thoughts before I speak. Because interrupting is another form of mansplaining and patriarchy, and so I don't need to do it unless I feel I need to, because as someone who's transgender and transracial, I can interrupt if I choose. I just choose right now to not do so. Okay, whatever your reasons are, I'm thankful for it.
Maybe this is the true Giga Chat energy. Stop it, chat. We all do this in our head. Rob just has the courage to do it in real life and record it. Maybe. I mean, I don't know. This, oh god, I would die of unbearable cringe unironically doing stuff like this. God. Like, how would I face chat? The minute after I upload the fake video on YouTube of me debating the caricature of a whoever. How, you would tell me, I'd get torn to shreds. I'd get eviscerated the next day. You'd be all mocking me and taking the piss out of me. And I'd have to try and defend it. Listen, you want to talk about echo chambers, okay? You want to talk about echo chambers. Rob has created an environment where I would imagine people are just saying this is based. Look, these satire bits are hilarious, fantastic, laughing emojis, Vosh in a nutshell. Like, this is an echo chamber, right? You can literally do the craziest, most insane, unhinged shit you could think of, upload it as a YouTube video, and they're like, yeah, this is based, actually.
I really am. Anyways, first off, okay. Shit. This is a broad-ranging screen you have here. So, on the trans stuff, because we're on Twitch, I don't really want to talk about the trans stuff. I don't. It could get me banned. So we're just going to table sort of the trans conversation, I think. I'll be more than happy to talk about the rest of what you said, but the trans stuff will take. Oh, like a pig, like the pig you are, the coward you are, you fucking pussy, you fucking piece of shit. Of course you're going to table that conversation because you know that you can't beat me on that. So of course, like a fucking coward, oh, I'm afraid I'll lose my channel. If you weren't a fucking capitalist pig, you wouldn't care if you lost your channel anyways. I don't have to worry about losing my channel and things like that because these corporations like Amazon that own Twitch know that I'm morally virtuous and know that I can say what I want. It's okay for me to say these things. It's okay for me to call you a fucking pussy and things like that because I identify as someone who sometimes feels like a trans pussy. So I could use that word to you. So fuck off, you Nazi pig. Of course you're too much of a coward to debate me on this. Okay. It has nothing to do with cowardice, but what the fuck ever. Okay. And I'm glad you identify as a trans pussy, whatever that means. But going on to like questions of critical race theory, the idea that only whites are colonizers is ridiculous. This world is rife with populations of different ethnicities, different races, different creeds, different religions that were sort of colonial. In fact, the thing that separates us isn't that some societies were more moral than others. It seems that some were just more capable through technological advances or through having sheer numbers or something like that to sort of abuse their neighbors. For example, there's this sort of misnomer in the United States that the Native Americans, or whatever you want to call them, I think most of them prefer the term Indian, but regardless of what you want to call them, the people that were here before sort of Columbus.
Hey, thanks for the sub.
Europe came over here, there was all sorts of tribes that were killing all sorts of other tribes. There were heinous things occurring. So it seems to me like there's always this specificity to want to, for whatever reason, any Eurocentric culture to say that they're responsible for the sins of their past, which is bigoted towards those cultures, but it's also bigoted towards sort of the cultures that you push as like these eternal victims, because you're belittling them by not giving them agency, by acting like that they're like infants that you have to protect, that their ancestors did no wrong. White people are strong enough that they have to be responsible for the sins of their ancestors, but not people of color. And so I just think that's...
Oh, he misspoke!
Oh, of course you would say that. Any excuse to stick up for whitey, right? Oh, I'm white. I have to stick up for whitey. The reality is people of color are different. And it's not that they need to be treated like infants. The reality is they need to be treated superior to white people because that's the truth. And so what I'm saying is not that we have to baby people of color. What I'm saying is as white people, you need to grovel in front of people of color because that's your only place in this world. White people have ruined this world so much that they don't have the right to ever look at a problem. For example, how many white people did I hear talk about? Oh, Will Smith smashed Chris Rock. Look at your hands right now. Do you see pigments that make you dark? If not, shut the fuck up. You have no right to...
That is actually something that I saw being said as well. Oh no, I can't push back against that because it's true. There were some people saying, if you ain't black, you ain't talking about the slap. Oh no. Shit.
Speak on these. That's why you won't hear me speaking on this. But I'm transracial, so if I feel like speaking on it, it's okay. But you just need to shut the fuck up about these things. You
oh my god.
About.
Wait, I literally did that meme on stream. Oh no. Oh dear. Looks like me and Rob have got a lot in common these days.
White people are the only evil society that's ever existed. Straight people are the only evil sexuality that's ever existed. Cis people are the only people that identify as their gender that have ever been evil. Christians are the only religion that's ever been evil. Ableists are the only people that have ever been evil. When will you learn this? I don't even know where to begin. Like, it's almost like you're a caricature of the people that embrace in this cultural Marxism that I talk about so often. Like,
wait,
what do you...
Okay. Are we like... That is a very, like, postmodern, like, thing to do that he just did there, right? Because, yes, he is literally a caricature that you've created, and you're referencing the fact that he's a caricature. Like, but is he smart enough to make that reference? Or not? Is he just an idiot and doesn't get what he's doing there? Like, I don't fucking know. I can't tell. I can't fucking tell. This is insane. Jesus. You could have a whole, like, you could have a whole lesson in this sort of shit on this video alone. Yes, but like, how many layers deep are we? That's the problem. How many layers deep are we into this? You know, like. Is he saying you're a caricature as like a very basic observational kind of joke? Or is he like referencing the fact that he himself has created the caricature? Or is it another layer further that this whole thing is some sort of postmodern expression of something and he is putting that in there as a clue to the fact that this is all like a big joke and we're getting played? And me laughing at this and thinking it's ridiculous. He's winning in all of this. Yeah, is he self-aware? I don't know. I'm so confused right now.
What do you mean? Like, you're separating us into people who are evil, people that are born, and these are immutable characteristics. We only judge people as being evil for things that they choose to do out of their free will. So anyone, regardless you be a white nationalist, a black nationalist, whatever, anyone that looks at a group for an immutable characteristic like their race and says that they're somehow more inferior or superior or more moral or immoral, that's racism. If you do that based on sex, that men are immoral and women are moral, that's sexism. This is bigotry when you look at people for these immutable characteristics. We should strive to, as best as possible, sort of have, in the terms of race, a colorblind society, right? We understand that sins of the past have occurred. We get that, right? No one's trying to say, when we criticize critical race theory, that we shouldn't teach about slavery. Of course we should teach about slavery and things like that. What we're saying is, you don't tell little white kids, oh, you're a colonizer, you're responsible for these sins of the past, you'll always have these
One point I will make, so I don't know much about the CRT stuff. Aren't some of those anti-CRT bills, aren't they worded in such a way as to limit the ability of the teaching of certain aspects of slavery in a certain way? Like, you know, like to really simplify it, it's like you can't speak too negatively about it though. I don't know. Like, I'm pretty sure I remember when I read about it, that's what was going on to a degree. I can't remember exactly. It seems like so long ago, all the CRT stuff.
Privileges and tell little black kids or other little kids of color, oh, you're always going to be a victim. This harms those people of color as well as these white kids. And it's just a really terrible, shitty, rotten thing to do. How dare you use the word shitty? Why are you attacking me like that? I fucking come here in good faith, you fucking Nazi pussy, and then you want to use the word shitty? That's fucking ridiculous. How dare you mistreat me like that? Listen, like, you came in hot and were calling me a bunch of names. Like, I don't even think I've responded in kind. I was just saying that seems to be a shitty thing to do, to respond to people with immutable characteristics. I don't understand how someone who could come in and calling me these names, basically saying I'm a Nazi.
Like, I don't know. I mean, someone mentioned that someone else, I think, would you say Destiny got through 10 minutes of this? At this point, it's a natural point. I'm like, oh yeah, this is getting a bit old now. This video's 7 minutes too long. Like, that would have been a good place to end it, around there. Yeah. But hey, the spectre of advertising revenue weighs heavy. Anyway, there we go. So there's a little slice of Rob Noerr for you to enjoy. I might see if DK can slip that on as a little extra Brucey bonus, because that could be a fun little segment just to have up. But there we go.